Hey Aries, welcome to Aria Moon Tarot, and thank you so much for being here. This is your love reading for anyone with sun, moon, or rising in Aries. It's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't, check your other placements. All right, let's get started. So we have the Page of Rings. This is the Page of Pentacles. This card says the Optimist. Interesting. Very, very lovely energy, actually. Why is this person silent right now? We have the Nine of Rings, so more Pentacles energy. The Seven of Flutes, that would be the Seven of Cups. Wow, you guys, this is, that is interesting energy. Let's get two more cards out here. So we have the Knight of Flutes, the Knight of Cups. Really interesting energy. Wow. At the bottom of the deck, we have Destiny, which is the Wheel. So the Wheel of Fortune in traditional tarot. This energy is very different from number one. I see something that is similar, so I'm wondering if that'll be a repeated theme. I'm always interested if there's going to be some sort of repeated theme here. So let's look at the energies that are coming through first off. Really strong Capricorn energy. Also Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces coming through. I would say other earth signs too, so Virgo, Taurus also, because we do have a lot of this earth energy here. But yeah, Capricorn coming through the strongest here. So, gosh, you guys, I don't feel like this person has been completely honest with you about how they feel. That's the message I'm getting looking at this. I'm picking up on a lot of emotion here and a lot of attachment in this connection. A lot of attachment that they feel to this connection. So if this person is silent, they're holding back a lot. Interesting. I'm getting another message as I'm saying this, that in some cases this person may have actually revealed a lot to you. This is not the dominant energy that I'm picking up on for this group, but this is certainly there. So for some of you, it's not so much that this person is holding back all of these feelings that they are feeling, but they could have told you, or they could feel that they did. Yeah, the way this is coming through is that this person may have felt that they expressed this to you, whether, which is kind of funny, whether you realized it or not. So this could be someone who, they think that they communicated clearly. They think they may have exposed themselves is how it's coming across. It's like they think they may have revealed too much, and that could be contributing to their silence. But for the majority of you, I'm thinking this person is actually holding a lot of this to themselves. They may have even been holding how their feelings have developed for you over time to themselves. And this is contributing to why they are being silent. What is very interesting here is this person was, they were really hopeful about starting something new with you. So it's almost like this energy is taking me back to the beginning of this connection, or what they saw as the true start of this connection. And I don't know why it's coming through like that. So it could be that maybe the two of you were friends first, or this was like a little bit of a slow burn for some of you, because I am being taken back to the beginning of the connection, but in some cases it feels like this is when it really started. Like they're marking a certain point in time where it's like, this is when things really started. And that could also be when their feelings really started. Maybe it started out casually, and then like it hit them. Yeah, it hit them hard. Like I cannot really deny that looking at these cards. It hit them pretty hard. So they're marking the beginning, or what they view as the beginning, when this really kicked off, when this really started, when they really started to feel something. And it's like they're coming through as this Page of Pentacles, this very optimistic, hopeful, excited kind of energy. This card says the Optimist on it. They were feeling very hopeful about this connection at first. And then if we look at this, they're also showing themselves as the Knight of Flutes, the Knight of Cups. So this is very romantic energy. This is someone who really believes in the power of this connection. So what I feel like is happening here is it's almost like their inner demons came out to play somewhere along the line, because we're starting out with this hopeful, very loving energy, very optimistic energy, and ending with this again, very hopeful. This card says the hopeless romantic on it. The hopeless romantic. So there's something about this connection that they are still devoted to, that they are still hopeful about. And we have all this stuff in the middle, and that's the stuff I'm gonna say. This is their inner demons. Their inner demons showed up at some point. For some of you, this could have been right at the beginning of the relationship, like it didn't even really get going well. For others, it could have gone on for a little bit longer. But either way, they started out wanting this, and they still do. Which is so interesting to me, because it's like they've pulled away for some reason, and there's still this sense of hope and almost like they know, like kind of a determined energy. The sense of hope and determination that this will resolve itself, that this silence will end, that the two of you will come together, but they're in this place of no contact. So very interesting. The no contact, I suppose, could have been initiated by you, and that might be why this energy is coming up, but we are asking why they are silent. So no matter who introduced the idea of no contact, they must be maintaining it for some reason, and they still are very hopeful about the connection. So that's pretty interesting to me. It feels to me like even though they recognize something very special about this connection, it's like they sabotaged it, or they feel like they sabotaged it. And there's still so much hope. Yeah, it's like they feel like things will eventually work out between the two of you. Yeah, I just have to say, does this person confuse you? Like, do you feel... I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to laugh. It's just like they're confusing me. So I feel like I might be picking up on your energy. I feel like just asking you, does this person confuse you? Like, are they vague, or does it sometimes seem like they're acting out of character, or like they're not acting in accordance with what they said, or like you can't understand why sometimes they're choosing one thing, like they're choosing to behave in one way when you clearly know that their feelings are something different. That's what it feels like. It feels like you are aware of how they feel. Like even if you doubt it sometimes, either this person clearly expressed to you how they feel, or it's just like you just know. And then they're acting in a way that you will leave you thinking like that does not line up with what you said, or with what we're feeling, or like it just doesn't line up. Yeah, in a lot of ways, I feel like this person's feelings for you are something that you have been pretty sure about at times. Or there was a time in this connection when you were sure about how they were feeling. You were sure that they were feeling it too. And then it's like something happened. What I see here is that feelings didn't change, but behavior did. So the way that this person felt towards you, or like acted towards you in the beginning, that never changed for them, but the way that they're behaving in this connection did change somewhere along the line. And that's why I think your person might be battling some internal demons here, some fears around being that vulnerable to you. I feel like this person has an independent streak in them with this Nine of Rings energy. This is Nine of Pentacles energy. This card also says influencer on it. This could be a person who's in the public eye, who maybe has a large social media following, something like that. But it feels to me like somebody who's very conscious of how they appear or how they want to come across. Yeah, I get that energy. This might be somebody who's very well pulled together, or they like they might have a lot of friends. I'm not really sure where that energy is coming from, but it feels like they have a certain vision of themselves and they're very aware of that, and it's like they're trying to maintain that vision. Because I'm picking up on a lot of independent energy, that might be what it is. But they could be someone who, like, physically is very particular about how they appear. I think for a lot of you, this person, it's more of an internal thing. It's more of like, I see myself as independent. I see myself as someone who doesn't have to rely on another person, or who doesn't have to offer my heart up to somebody else and potentially have them do what they will with it. It's like the idea of that kind of scares them, because they see themselves as someone who should be fine by themselves. And I feel like this connection with you might have exposed something in them that made them feel like they weren't okay independently. Like they felt too connected to this, is what it feels like. I feel like in a lot of ways, as tender-hearted as this person truly is, because I can see that. This is the truth of them. This is how they start anything, and this is how they finish anything. And sometimes things get in the way in the middle, but as tender-hearted as this person truly is, they may not have ever really seen themselves really falling for somebody or really letting somebody in. Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. It's like this is a very loving person. This is someone who could imagine being like very romantic, who was drawn to this connection, who felt the strength of the connection, but they may have like been someone who just saw themselves being single or being in very surface level connections. Because it's like they keep up appearances. It's like they're really good at faking being content with their life when they aren't truly happy. I think honestly, you might be one of the few people in their life, if not the only person in their life, who can see through all of the smoke and mirrors. And I don't think this person does this on purpose to be deceptive. I think that they do this as a way to kind of protect themselves, but it's like they don't want to admit to anyone that they aren't happy or that something is lacking in their life. They like to appear like they're really satisfied with everything that's going on. And I feel like you might be the only person who can see when they aren't truly happy. And it was like you brought out this true happiness in them. But it's almost like that was what was a little too much for them. Being truly happy felt foreign to them. Yeah. I just want to say to you, because your guides are kind of like, your guides are jumping into this and saying, just because they're smiling in those pictures that you see of them on social media, or just because they've got their arm around somebody new, whatever it might be in your case, it doesn't mean that they're happy. And I feel like you know this, but like this is a reminder. And that's not to wish unhappiness on this person. It's just like, I feel like there's this part of you that knows that that's fake. That was that part that you could see through. It's like, if you're not aware of this, what I'm seeing here is any kind of appearances that they're keeping up, that everything's fine, that their life is full, it doesn't really feel that way to them. And there's this hope inside of them that they'll get back to the place where they can be truly happy. And that would be to be in a connection with you, to be back in this optimistic energy, to be in this hopeless romantic energy of the Knight of Flutes. Because they really are. Like, they're a person who doesn't they're not giving up on this, which is so weird. It's such a, these things are in such opposition, but it's like they're really not giving up on this. Yeah. I think part of them felt like they could they could lose control, or like they couldn't stop themselves from being attached to you with this devil energy here, becoming too attached to this situation. They thought that they could somehow do this thing without letting their walls down, but then they found out that that really wasn't the At the center of this reading is a choice with the the Seven of Flutes. So this would be the Seven of Cups, and this card actually says the edit. And I find this interesting because this theme of choice or making a decision was present in reading 1. It was coming through very differently, but right at the center of this, I feel like this person, what they did was they made a choice to not be consumed by the fire, is kind of how it's coming through. They kind of felt, they sensed that there was no halfway in this connection. In the strength of the connection that they have with you, there was no halfway. They were either going to have to go all in or nothing. Because their heart was actually in it. And this could have been the first time that they felt something like that, where their heart was truly in it. And it's funny because it's like they really are this romantic at heart, and at the same time, I get the feeling they didn't believe that they were going to find that kind of romance, that they were going to find that kind of connection. And then when they did, it's like, oh, shoot, this can't be surface level. I can't do my normal thing. I can't keep up with appearances the way I typically would. I'm going to have to actually devote myself to this and be in this uncomfortable place. So I think that this person felt that they were losing a little bit of control here. I'm really drawn to this devil energy here, and the way that this is depicted here as the villain. I feel like in this case, this really is kind of almost like an internal villain, something that kind of rises up in this person and causes them to self-sabotage. As soon as something seems like it's going well for them, they'll do something that ruins it. And like I'm just pulled to the tears here. So it's like, I do see a choice here for them. I see the choice for them to edit themselves. That's how it's coming through because of this card. The way that the Seven of Cups is depicted in this deck, it's like they chose to edit themselves. They chose to try to cut something out of the middle. That part where they felt out of control, where they felt the connection kind of running away, getting away from them. They chose to try to edit that down, but I see pain here. I see that it wasn't easy for them to step away from this connection. They feel so pulled to this that it's not easy for them. So there's some sorrow here. There's some sadness here. Yeah, I feel like they just, like, it was easier for them to fake something, even fake something else. If this person is in another connection now, it's like it's easier for them to fake something that doesn't feel as strong, something that isn't as deep. It's easier. But I also really get the feeling that this person questions their own actions in this connection. I just get this, like, it's like this feeling of like, what am I doing? So if this person confuses you, just know that they confuse themselves as well. If this doesn't make a whole lot of sense to you, like why they're acting the way that they are, why they're choosing what they are, why they would just disappear when things seem to be going well, or when both of you knew that there was a lot of hope for this connection, they're wondering the same thing, and that's what's so strange about this reading. That's why, like, these cards are coming out. I'm like, this is beautiful. This is beautiful energy. Why is this person silent? They're silent because they self-sabotage. And honestly, in this silence, they're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I did that. I don't know. They don't know. That's what's so strange about it. They don't know. They're like, why would I do that? Okay, I'm back to the bottom of the deck. Because we have this destiny card. This is the wheel. So they definitely feel like this connection happened for a reason. Like there's something meant to be here. That's why they hold out hope, which is so weird if they're not taking any action. But they still hold out hope that this will come together, which I think is positive because it shows that really they want they want to move into that energy of this working. They want to just sort of be who they are. They want to be in this optimistic, romantic sort of energy, but something's getting in the way. Something, I think, that's internal. So definitely with this Wheel of Fortune card at the bottom, and then underneath that, look at that, 8 of Mirrors. So 8 of Swords in your head is what the card says. So yeah, this is an internal thing. This is internal demons that come up. That's why this person is silent. Internal demons that show themselves, and they showed themselves. This person kind of ran. But yeah, honestly, they're like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Why did I do that? So let's look at, let's get some more oracle cards, see what other energy we can get from this. Any more insight. And we have friendship. Interesting, because for some of you, I was picking up on like this connection may have started as a friendship, or it could have started out really casually. I think the two of you connect on a level that's deeper than romantic or deeper than physical, so they definitely realize that. It's like I was saying with this Knight of Flutes energy, this hopeless romantic energy, the Perseverance card is kind of reminding me of that. So it's like, even though on the outside your person is distancing themselves from this connection, on the inside it's like they've never given up on it and they never will. There's this part of them that's really determined, that's wanting to push through these blocks, wanting to sort out these problems, wanting to get to this resolution that they can actually be happy with, something that feels like it's true to them. Because I feel like everything in the center of this reading isn't really true to them. It's not what they feel in their heart. It's more like just how they act. But this card says, I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. So they might be wanting to gain some kind of control, some kind of dominance over these internal demons that come up. They want to not let themselves be swallowed up by these fears that rise up for them. They want to take control of it. Yeah. That's a big reason why the actions that they're taking don't quite line up, even to them. It's like they do want to be self-sufficient in a way. They don't want to trust anybody. They don't want to trust somebody else to take care of their heart, so they do want to protect it. And this connection, it challenges that on some level. Like I was saying with the friendship card, this is about the way that the two of you connect. This could even be about how this started. But if you read what's on this card, it says, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. So this is like this person recognizing that you came into their life for a reason. They know this. This is part of what made it so heavy. This is what kind of triggered some of these habits of theirs, these habits to want to be independent, to want to like shy away from sharing a deep connection. So it causes them to be quiet. This also, knowing that something happened for a reason really gives me Wheel of Fortune vibes again. So yeah, it's like there's some element of destiny at play here, and they know it. They sense that. Let's grab some more oracle cards and see what else is going on. I feel like I'm already picking up on a little bit of what they're realizing. And I was going to do that like at the end of the reading. We'll still do it. But like, I feel like what they're realizing here is that this did happen for a reason, and that there's some internal stuff that they want to sort through. Because they're realizing that in a lot of ways they keep themselves from being happy every time they let these inner demons run the show. They're keeping themselves from being happy. So we have card 10. Oh, there we go again. There we go again. I got to go back to the bottom of the deck. I should just leave it here. Card 10. So that's the same as the Wheel of Fortune, card 10. And 10s are about the end of a cycle, about completing a cycle, about passing a test in some cases. So it's like they are being tested here. They're realizing it. They're realizing it, and it feels like they want to do some work to try to get this under control. They know, like, it's like they know what happened here. They know what this connection is about. They're still optimistic about it. They're still hopeful about it. They're still dreaming about it, even if they've pulled away. Let's see what else. We have resolve. Same card came out in reading 1. So that's interesting. Yeah, I feel like in this case, this resolve card, because it can talk about like being determined, and we have perseverance here, and I just really feel like this person is determined. If you look at this initiation card, we have this flame here. So it's like a flame has been lit. There's a fire that got started, and there is a determination here for them to keep this flame alive and to grow it. But I feel like right now they might be in the phase of like, let's just keep this flame alive. And that's where we kind of get into this optimistic energy, this hopeless romantic energy. Even if this is a side of themselves they don't show to you, they are very optimistic about it. Which I think is interesting, because they might even come across as somebody who can be more negative. But no, there's this part of them that wants to hold on to this. There's this part of them that wants to keep that flame burning, and who's determined to do that. So yeah, I think resolve says it all there. I'm going to pull you some love story oracles. Let's see what's going on. So we have mystery number 13. That doesn't surprise me at all. It doesn't surprise me at all that the mystery card came out. Because their actions are sort of a mystery. We were already talking about that. Their actions may be a mystery to you. Their actions are a mystery to them. They just don't feel like the actions that they're taking always make a whole lot of sense. Don't always add up. And yeah, the mask on this card too is very appropriate. Let's get one more. Let's get one more of these. Okay, and we have patience, number 7. Which, as soon as I saw that, I went right back to the 7 of Cups. So, yeah, the energy of 7 is really an energy of discovery. So I do think that they're figuring a lot out here. Kind of discovering some of their own inner working, some of their habits, their patterns, the ways that they, like we were talking about, the way that they can sabotage a situation. So they're kind of discovering that. They're figuring that out. I feel like this person wears a mask in a lot of interactions as a little bit of a defense. This was probably a situation where they didn't feel like they could wear that mask. It's just going to take some time. We had this patience card come out. It's going to take some time for that mask to fall off. But I feel like that is what they are working on. And yeah, like I was saying, like, it doesn't surprise me, mystery, because it's just like, so many times I feel like they ask themselves, why am I doing this? Why am I quiet right now? Why am I being silent right now? Why don't I say what I feel? Is how it's coming across. Or why did I run when I did say how I felt, or when it was obvious how I felt? Why did I choose to run? Because at this point it feels harder to come back from that. It feels harder, especially if these inner issues aren't resolved. It feels harder for them because in a way they know that they will do it again. They know that they will edit themselves again, as is coming through with this 7 of Flutes. They know that they'll edit themselves again. They know that they'll take back their words, or act in ways that is basically like retracting what they said. That's the energy I get from them. It's like, because they will act in a way that doesn't line up with what they may have expressed to you. It just feels almost like that's retracting their previous statements, going against what they previously said, what they felt. Yeah. Let's pull some Romance Angels cards. And what I'm really asking here, as I drop the entire deck on the floor, hold on a second. What I am really asking here is for some indication about future action. So this could be future steps this person might take, things that they might realize along the way. So what is maybe the outcome or next steps for this person? Okay, so we have past life relationship. You've known each other before. So this is an indication of a realization this person is coming to. They might be realizing that this connection is deeper than what they thought. I kind of feel like this person knew that. That was the reason that these inner demons kind of reared their ugly head. But I think they're realizing it on a deeper level, because they may not have even realized why they were acting that way, why they were pulling away in the first place. They might not have realized that. And then we also have stay optimistic about your love life. So positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. We had the optimist here with the Page of Rings. And we were talking about that the entire time. This person is very hopeful for this connection, very hopeful about the outcome of this connection. They have stayed and are continuing to stay very optimistic despite their silence, despite this separation. They're very optimistic that somehow one day this will all come back together. So very interesting. I think that they're going to continue to be optimistic based on that that message. They're realizing the depth of this connection, and they're not losing hope. So that flame is not going out. They're not losing hope about this. Very interesting reading, you guys. Yeah, I would love to hear in the comments below, like, if this resonated for you, and yeah, like, what is going on here? What is going on here? Because it feels like something that was beautiful, and that was like you recognize, like you both recognized how beautiful this connection was. But I do think that a little bit of fear might have cropped up and entered the picture for this person. So yes, I think I'm gonna leave it there for you. I really hope that this was helpful to you, that it provided some clarity about your connection, about the situation that you are in. So again, if you did like this reading, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you in another reading really soon. Bye.